Howdy folks, Big Ankovich here, podcaster, author, and carnivore, and it is day 11 of the May Carnivore Challenge here on Big Ankovich on Health. Marshal and I are working together with each other. We're challenging each other to stick to a goal in carnivore, and he's doing beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. So am I. I just have to eat my TDEE, which is total daily energy expenditure calories. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. First of all, though, yesterday I got 16,666 steps. It's an interesting number, huh? Keeping up that walking, really sticking to it. First thing this morning, though, it was Mother's Day today. So usually on Sundays I get up and I try and get out and go walking right away, early before anything happens. And it's too late and I don't get the walking done. But today was Mother's Day. So instead, I got up and I made my wife some breakfast. And I put it on a little tray and brought it to her in bed. I don't know how much she appreciated it. I think she did. I think she liked it. Once she had her breakfast, then I started making my breakfast. My breakfast was a dozen eggs and 3 strips of pork belly. Now, I thought this was going to leave me with a bunch of extra calories to eat, like at least 500. I thought, I'll have some that smoked turkey later. According to my app, I had no calories left over. I don't know. I think that their calculations for pork belly are off because I wasn't drinking down every last bit of rendered off fat. So maybe I had plenty of calories left. If so, that's good, because that wasn't the last thing that I ate. But before we get to that, I did eventually go on my walk after that. I went on my walk and I enjoyed myself out there. I did a good long walk and it was good. And then when I got back, I also had to do my weightlifting today. So I got out there and I in the garage and I pump some iron. That's right, man. I'm going to be so buffed at some point, probably in the far off future, because I keep forgetting. I forgot to work out on Thursday. I don't know if any of y'all noticed that, but I didn't say anything about working out on Thursday. I totally forgot. I'm thinking about trying to switch up my workout and maybe see if I can do it 3 days a week. But if I do that, I'll have to do it on days that I'm fasting. I don't know how well that's going to work. I think I'm going to give it a shot next week, though. We had Sunday, and I think I'll do Wednesday, Saturday, and then Monday. And if that works, I'll keep going. If not, I'll just go back to Thursdays and Sundays and just do it twice a week. But yeah, that was, the extent of my exercise and everything for the day. And it was Mother's Day, so we were hanging out and doing fun stuff. We played some games together and things like that. And then eventually we had dinner. And my wife chose roast for her dinner. And it smelled so good. And at this point, it was pretty late in the day. It was like 6 o'clock when we finally got around to dinner. And I hadn't had anything since breakfast. And I was finally getting to where I was hungry. And I guess I was in a vulnerable state. I don't know. I smelled that roast and I was like, that smells so good. I'm going to have a little bit. So I put this little bit on my plate that you see here. And I ate that in like 2 bites. I scarfed that down and I was like, okay, I'm having more. I'm sure that I went well over my TDEE calories today. And that's probably the first time that I've done that since I started dealing with the TDEE in the start of April. So I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see how much I go up in my weight, how much of a problem that was. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. And when I go back to eating my TDEE tomorrow, then it'll be fine. I don't know. I feel like I cheated on the diet. I just ate a bunch of roast. Which, heck, that would even be lion diet, which I'm not even necessarily doing. But yeah, I don't know. It's a bummer. I feel bad for doing that, but I was hungry and there was roast and I wasn't turning it down. It was Mother's Day. You know, I had to eat something for Mother's Day to make my wife feel special, right? She wouldn't have felt special if I didn't eat all that roast. Anyways, let's go see what Marshall did on Mother's Day. Hopefully he screwed up way worse.
Hey, this is Marshall Latham here for day 11 of the May, I'm just going to call it Carnivore Challenge. For our dinner, you know, a lot of people have big Mother's Day dinners or brunches or things like that. We were pretty low key. My wife just likes to take it pretty easy on Mother's Day. Don't do anything big or elaborate. She definitely didn't want to have all the family over and cook a big meal or anything. We were planning on having steak and shrimp for dinner, but we forgot to take out the steak from the freezer. So we just had a bunch of shrimp instead, and it was really good. It was shrimp bathed in butter with some garlic, and very good, very tasty. Earlier in the day, we didn't have breakfast, but I had about 5 meatballs earlier. However, I did put melt cheese over the top of them, which I didn't need to do, but I ended up doing anyway. What can I say? I also had a little bit of taco meat, not very much, but a little bit later on before we had dinner. And yeah, that was our Mother's Day. That was our meals for today. Like I said, pretty low key, nothing, we didn't have to avoid anything or go out of our way or anything like that. So pretty good day, even though I am not sticking to the BBBE. So we'll see how that goes going forward.
Oh, Marshall, you didn't screw up worse than me. Oh, well. All right, I guess I got to say good job to you because you did a good job. Nice going. All right, we'll see you guys next time on Big Anklevich on Health.